Glorious day to you, my friends. Happy solstice. I'm here at St. Augustine's Beach on the east coast for sunrise here. But as you see, there's a little cloud cover. Sunrise this morning is at 7:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the sun is coming up at 117 degrees. So huturu hutananar atakanan here tatara hesaka. So I finished my water blessing, kananiara, and greeted the water this morning. No kotoro hutanawara watiriara tesa. And last night, Angie and I made a video about the Grand Conjunction, the Great Conjunction, I guess. And as soon as we finished recording, the skies opened up and it was just like pouring buckets and buckets and buckets. That was really interesting that it waited. And the solstice is, besides, like every other solstice, where the sun stands still. It just appears that the sun stands still. So if you're measuring the rising of the sun, or sun at high noon, and you measure where it falls according to a fixed stick, or if you measure on the horizon, it appears that the sun stands still. You get the same measurement for several days. Solstice. And in the northern hemisphere, it is the winter solstice. And in the southern hemisphere, it is the southern solstice. And in the north, we just experienced the shortest night of the year, or the longest night of the year. And we will experience the shortest day of the year. It is already winter. Happy winter. At 5:04 a.m. this morning, it switched over to winter. And at 1:20 p.m. today, Saturn and Jupiter will be at its closest alignment in 800 years. They will be within 1 degree. 1:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be meditating. So join us if you wish. If you resonate. Solstice is a transition of seasons. It's a transition from autumn to winter. So and if you're in the southern hemisphere, it is a transition from springtime to summer. The clouds to the left look a little ominous. There we go. And some of the clouds to the south look a little ominous as well. There are many people up wanting to watch the sunrise this morning. I'll focus over there, even though that's not really 117. It's kind of the open gap right there is right about 117 degrees. Kutuku urohananawara hatatira. So huku tu uruhusanana haratitiarna hasakaya. Just like every breath is a new breath. Every now is a new now. Katihirna dearana. Every sunrise begins a new day. Hisa'atakanananirata. Solstice marks a new season. Nihatakiranaharyatanariata. And as we begin winter in the northern hemisphere, Hasananariarata. Winter is the season of rebirth. Kihyariana haskahasa. Niaranaharatakasasairata. Where the snow covers the land, and the land gets the rest. Nahatakira nahataharahatananiarata. And it's the people of the north, Nihakanananiaratatarhanana, Tatanka, Nihaka anaharasakayetiarahanananiara. Where according to Native American culture, Tiharaniara Hasananiarata, it is the land of the three dreams. Nihikatitia nananaria tanana tahanani. Kahana ata arehasananiriata. Where we dream of the past and the past lives. Nihakananaria rasananirata. What we did right, what we did wrong, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we got past, and what we still need to learn from. And the second dream is the dream of heaven and the dream of the infinite. Like Jupiter, it's exactly the expansiveness of all that is. Shahate Ariana. Kitiaratatur Horoskonanora Hasawatakatanana. Shahasahatakariarara. And then the third dream is what we wish to create in the next life, the new life, the new now. Kitiharna Hasasira. Nahawaha Atsatihirna Katitia. Niharana Narska. The water's beautiful. The seagulls are flying around. And on my drive here yesterday, it was so interesting. When I was leaving Tampa, Sahariana Harsa, I was driving on the highway, and these seagulls reminded me, Sahatihara Naharata Tanira. That we were driving the speed limit on 75 going north, Nihatanana, Laskana Harshasha. And it was really odd, this white bird, which I thought was a seagull at first, but it was a white dove. It was flying in between the lanes at speed, Tiharanata, on the highway, on the interstate. Kahanana Hatsakatira Nanaras. flustered and frenzied because it's not used to flying in traffic. So to me, which reminded me of the energies of 2020. At times, it's like, what now with this virus, with this pandemic? How do I have to adapt? It's not quite clear. If I go to the left, I'm going to get hit by that car. If I go to the right, I'm going to get hit by that car. And this poor little dove was flapping its wings furiously. Like 20 feet in front of my car, to the right of my car. The truck. And I said sent a little bit of energy to the dove, and said, you don't have to stay here. You can fly above it. You can veer off anytime that you want. And less than 5 seconds later, that's exactly what it did. There's a little more space to the right, so it veered off to the right and up, and it went away. And to stop panicking. Sometimes just a little tack, a little tact to a little change of direction of our sailboat, of how we navigate. Oh, this is glorious over here. I'm going to shift to the left. Tuku uruhawaha sasasina nara awa katatira hananata katakoro hosononoro hukoa. The Atlantic's quite warm right now. I stood in it with bare feet and easily. I don't see anybody swimming in it though, but still. Katihara nahatar sahana akatukutu uruhusukusha. Konanahara watakarana sati tiatanana. And it is 717 right now. And sunset is happening on the horizon behind the clouds. And sometimes it is exactly like that. That something is happening on the other side of those clouds. The sunrise of the new day. Sometimes our guidance is obscured by clouds. Or the bright light, our guidance. That's why when we learn to navigate from our internal compass, the external viewpoints are just alignment tools. They help us realign. But our inner being is our guidance. And our inner being knows our true north. When we celebrate solstice, just like we celebrate any sunrise, just like we celebrate the cycles of the moon and the cycles of the breath, we're celebrating the cycles of life, There's one tidbit of sun reflecting off of that cloud there. Hukunananaharata, arahaskanana artatiti arahanato, koto urhanawahata ariarana. I think it's going to be at least another hour or two before the sun comes above the clouds. It doesn't take away from the beauty nor the glory of this day, of this new now. Kunariata. Welcome to the new now. Kahasha arahatanara kariyara. Each breath, each sunrise, each alignment in the stars are simply an opportunity to realign with God, with our source within. Kananihata adharanana isko to oro horarataka na haraska. They're simply reminders. God is more powerful than any alignment. God is more powerful than any sunrise. Kahana arihata kaska. Iriharto no uro husukono no uro sokoro wasasa. And when we go within, we more easily pay attention to God. And our plan and our mission and our sole purpose. Our joy, our gratitude. Our gratitude is one of the keys of returning to our joy. Kataharanata atakaskayada. Kututananaharhatanaharaki. Shiaraha atakananahasasasi. And we got some more beautiful colors over there. Hisanananahatakatita tanahakaya tataratai. Nihakananaharatatira. This is simply a start to another glorious day, another glorious season. As we breathe through the changes of the past now and breathe through the coming of this now. Hukutakara wahananara tira tira nahaska atiraha. As we ascend to the meaning of our source within. Kihana harahatananiarata. To the viewpoint and the unconditional love. Nihahawa aka asanata arieti asanawara hasukuno. Of our source, of God within, our inner being, our true authentic self. Nahata warahanari. And that's all this alignment is. That's all this solstice is. Nihata warawatananiria. It's an invitation to be awesome. To create with our heart. To feel the joy of when we create with our heart. Nahata kananiyara. From our heart space. Nihawa akahana atatita tanara kataharahasa ati nahakai iriaranarati awakanahasi iana asahana atakatichichaya titirana hatakatatara kutananara hatsaka arahiti tanadata tira. And as the water rolls in, it's still about 6 feet away from me, but still, it's funny. I don't have my shoes on, so it doesn't matter. And I brought my water shoes. So if they get wet, they get wet. They're water shoes. And look at that reflection of the light of the sunrise on a damp sand. This is a glorious image. Oh my goodness. Nihatuku husana hatita arnata tar. Katahanar haska etiara. Tihara haoku o hoshashahis nanari arata. Natka naha hanaha esiara. I don't know what else to say. My smile is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger because Spirit says that, yeah, you could stop recording at any time. Sunrise is done. Cha-ching. But this is so beautiful. Nihitu akashashi niyara. I'm in awe at this. Nihakana arasakatakuru husawatiti rana. This is not a typical sunrise, which is so interesting. Akahotana haratahatatira. This is not what I envisioned. This is not what I expected. Laugh at expectations. Tiharahana na uruhuskana atakatnani. Kuhu ushashana. Kiriarana hatakatahana hasisa. Arawatatuno urakawasharatira. Colors are simply amazing, and the clouds are just enhancing it. Nehatakarorotakawarana. Kishisha. Niro roko. Asahana kiatiatana. Tahana hatakatatira ranarsa. Akana aro. Niratekana arasahatati. Kocha arahu. Nadatana harasu shashaka asa sirata arana hasakatita rana. Tanahara hatakasa. Itakoro huratana. Kishisharanana nira tanara. Hatanana harasa. Kuturusa wacharasa nanaroro. Nihakana atakatana nira. Kutshara sananara hasakati terana. Kataharana rasahanarea. Kacha atanana haratakatati tira. Sahatara harkanara ururu hukanara urushahanata tidara. Nihakanara hasakatita. Kurhutana atakara harasia. Shishukuru husa. Kahanana harasatati titana hara. Akahaurota takarsana arahasasiara. Katakana harahasaka. Niaranahasa akana harahasasiara. Tuku hushashara hana harasa. Nioro no harakanoro. Shahasa harana. Pihisa nana rasukuchi te tiarana. Hatana haratakata arasana haisesi. Shora varna rirara. And a little bit to the left. Akawaranara sakatati teta. It's almost like a little rainbow there. Kutorona hatariara. The clouds are so interesting this morning. Niharahutukuranira. Katananarariserira. There's more and more people on the beach wearing various layers. There are plenty of people wearing hats. Some are wearing jackets. Some are wearing winter jackets. And some even have hats and gloves. It's 60 degrees. It's not that cold, but still. There is a bit of wind. Well, it looks like it's getting more and more cloudy. But there's a little bit of light language left. Tiharahana hatakana harasakatakuru orsano. Kahasa arahakanariera. This grand conjunction is simply a reminder and a permission slip and an invitation to take the unlimited nature of existence, that you are both unlimited and focused, that God is living through you, in your heart center. God, your divinity, will guide you. And reward you. Your happiness and your joy, that's your litmus test as to if you're in alignment or not. You are 100% successful in all of your creations. Because what you give out to the universe is what you get back. Exactly. We have people laughing over there. It's that simple. So if you want more joy and more alignment in your life, then the universe is inviting you to get into alignment and to co-create from your heart center through joy. Why don't you try that for a bit? But it's up to you. The universe supports you no matter what. No matter what. If you want to continue to be frustrated and angry, the universe will most gladly supply that. But if you want to experience abundance and joy and fascination and excitement, or even consistency, Just start engaging in that in your thought and your joy. Nidsa ataharaha iskonoro. Exactly. And that is how we get to taraha. That is how we get to ascend and the ascension. Because when we start creating from our heart centers, when we consistently experience creating from our heart centers, but that sounded like a goal. That sounded like a should. There are no shoulds. There's no have tos. You are perfect, just the way you are. You may not be aligned with your expectations, but our expectations lead to attachment to an outcome, and our expectations lead to the disappointment of when that outcome does not happen. But if you roll with it, you'll get better at manifesting, at co-creating. And Abraham Hicks suggests maybe don't focus on success. Maybe focus on satisfaction first. Master satisfaction. Because if we master satisfaction, then we will be satisfied with everything that we create. What is possible? What can you do? What do you want to create? And the wind confirms. It's the start of another glorious day. How do you want this day to turn out? You are infinite. You are beautiful. You are important. You are glorious. The wind has picked up a tad. Helios finally came out. Namaste, my friends. Make it a great day. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else?